Here's a major update from the front lines in Ukraine. Ukrainian air assault forces have successfully cleared the center of Pokrovsk in Donetsk Oblast of Russian troops. This was one of the most challenging points on the entire front line. Our forces pushed Russian troops back from critical areas including the railway station, the Pedagogical College, and Soborny Square, all right in the city center. This crucial move blocked Russia's attempts to gather strength and put more pressure on the city's northern part. Ukrainian defense forces are holding their positions, with firefights continuing, and the enemy is failing to secure any foothold. Any attempt by Russian troops to move across the railway has resulted in heavy losses. In fact, since early November, 388 Russian soldiers have been killed in Pokrovsk. What's your take on these developments? Let us know in the comments. If you'd like, you can support us on huge news in global human rights definitions. The Trump administration is implementing new rules for U.S. embassies worldwide. They will now categorize countries enforcing diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies, subsidizing abortion, or facilitating mass migration as infringing on human rights in their annual report. The State Department states this aims to stop destructive ideologies and uphold God-given rights. But rights campaigners condemn the move, calling it a redefinition of established human rights principles for ideological goals. Critics argue it weaponizes human rights, potentially sidelining protections for women and LGBTQI individuals. This marks a significant shift in U.S. global human rights policy. What's your take on these changes? Subscribe for more updates. If you'd like, you can support us on. Major divisions are surfacing over Ukraine's future as two radically different peace plans emerge. A controversial US-backed document, with suspected Russian input, suggested Ukraine surrender territory and limit its military. Donald Trump even stated Ukraine showed zero gratitude for US efforts. However, European nations have proposed a bold alternative. Their plan emphasizes Kyiv's sovereignty, pushes for territory negotiations only after a ceasefire, and aims to use frozen Russian assets for reconstruction. Amid the diplomatic confusion and questions over the US plan's origin, Trump has now clarified that his initial offer was not final, opening the door for changes. It's a critical moment for peace talks. What's your take on these proposals? If you'd like, you can support us on PayPal. Subscribe for more. Big news developing out of Russia. A major power plant near Moscow has reportedly been hit. Overnight on November 23, Ukraine's military reportedly struck the Shachira thermal power plant in Moscow Oblast. Russian Telegram channels and social media videos show a large explosion and fire at the plant, located about 75 miles east of Moscow. Ukraine's military hasn't commented, and official verification is pending. But this follows earlier reports of Ukrainian drones shot down near the capital, which even led to a local airport suspending operations. This strike aligns with Ukraine's strategy of targeting Russian energy infrastructure, a key revenue source, mirroring Russia's own attacks on Ukraine's power grid. What's your take on these developments? Let us know in the comments. If you'd like, you can support us on